Welcome to Elmcreek. My name is Graybeard, but for this series, you might want to call me Oliver. Yes, I know that's very specific, but there's a reason. We have gone green. Why Oliver? I think the better question is, why not? Back in the heyday of Iron Age agriculture, Oliver was like the poor man's John Deere in North America. Now, it may not have been super popular everywhere in North America, but in the Midwest and the upper Midwest of the United States and some of Canada, Oliver had and still has kind of a cult following. Now, luckily, I was able to find almost enough equipment to fully operate an old iron vintage farm. We're going to go over that equipment here in just a second. But what I want to do is talk about the specifics of this playthrough. We will be on normal economy because farming is hard enough. Okay, now what are we going to be doing? Well, as you can see, we broke ass. We have zero money. We do have some land, and I'll show you that really quick. We have the starting farmyard, which is consistent of these two fields, this field, but we have added these three as well. That is where our farm is currently. Now, in order for our farm playthrough to be complete, we need to, at a very minimum, double our land. All right. But we also have to do this using Oliver equipment. And guys, I haven't tested this stuff all out yet, so I don't even know how it's going to function. We have got $500,000 debt. So we're going to have interest every single month we got to pay. All right. Next, as you guys saw, there's no buildings. We actually have to earn the money and pay for and build a proper yard. So that means I need storage for equipment. I need a house. I need some sort of grain storage as well as hay, grass, and straw, possibly even silage storage. Those things have to be done in order to call this an actual farm. I've also got to have 2 animal types, minimum. So it doesn't matter, and bees don't count. Neither do dogs. We also have to have 2 fully functional productions. Next, we've got to have $2.5 million cash in the bank. And we can't sell our Oliver equipment. And finally, we have 10 years to do this. Can we survive? I don't know. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the equipment. Alright, you know what? We're going to start in the back because, well, we just want to, do the back row and get to the fun stuff at the end. First and foremost, we have 2 of these flat rack bale wagons. Obviously, I need something to haul stuff back and forth with. So we've got these, plus we have bale wagons. I would like to add one caveat. The only brands of equipment that we can buy can be if I find more Oliver mods, New Idea, Geel, Gleaner, Alice Chalmers. So Deutz-Fahr Alice is not included, or Dietz or Deutz. I don't know how you pronounce it, but Deutz Alice is not included in that. Agco or Agro, whatever that one is not included in that. So it actually has to be Gleaner, Alice Chalmers branded items, or Geel or New Idea. It's fairly limited, but you get the idea. All right, next we have got the forage pack, which is this pickup and this chopper. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing forage, but I wanted to have it. And I've also got 2 of these Oliver forage wagons. And Geel also offers a forage wagon. Next, we have these 2. These are actually my favorite mod that I've found for Oliver. And these are both Oliver branded gravity boxes. And I just like the look so much. They are 15,000 liters. And they can actually be modified to up to 30,000 liters, but I went with a 15 because it's the only option that has the wood extension on it, and it's actually the smallest size that you can get for this gravity box. But the running gear on these is just badass, you guys. I mean, if you look at these wider tires, you don't have them on those, but when you get to these big fat chunky tires, it's just pretty badass. All right, next we've got the Oliver John Blue Company sprayer. This only has a 9-meter width. I'm not entirely sure, but I didn't buy everything. I do need to get the manure spreader. But the sprayer does not do lime, so we will have to find something that can. Actually, you know what? We're not going to. We're going to turn lime off. We're just not going to do lime. Yeah, that's the pickup we've got, and yeah. I do need to get this for manure. All right, next we've got the Oliver 129 conditioner to haybine, you guys, cutting grass. All right, next we have got the Oliver 720 Rotoflow feed square baler. It does the small bales, but it does not require a lot of horsepower, and it's actually got a thrower, which I was like, I have not seen the thrower option on a baler, so I was like, I want to check that out. And there's all sorts of different things that you can do. It even has a side drop, which I thought was kind of cool option, but I wanted to try the thrower just to see what happens. My wagons are auto load, and it has a hitch, so you can tow a trailer behind it. Next, we have got the Oliver Tedder, which pretty cool. It only does 3 meters, but you know what? I'm not going to have a ton of grass. But I thought it was really cool, and I had to have it. All right, and to go along with it, we've got the Oliver Rake. So just really cool equipment, you guys. I was really excited when I saw all this stuff. Okay, next we're going to get into some heavy equipment. So here we have got the the disc, which is a 7.4 meter working width, does require 180 horsepower. So unfortunately, it's very limited as to what can pull it. Next, we've got the 20-foot cultivator, which 140 horse is still pretty big when you're talking about Oliver tractors. So I am hopeful that I have no problems with that one. But we do have a smaller cultivator. Now this is the 285. They have a 185, a 285, and a 385. And the difference is the 185 I think is like 3 meters at the smallest and like 4.3 meters at the widest. The 385 is like 3.9 to 5.2, and the 285 is like 3.6 to 5. And we'll just say that this one's a little sun damaged because it's like, I think it's the only piece of equipment that doesn't come in that other green. So it's a different shade. Okay, now this is the Oliver 20-foot plow. Again, it's 140 horse, so it's going to be a bit tough to pull that. Now, next on our list, but I was really excited to find any of this stuff, though, you guys. Next on our list is the Oliver 543 Grow Planter. And this one's a little bit unique. It only takes seed. It doesn't have the greatest capacity, but it's good enough. But it actually plants everything, right down to wheat and canola. I mean, it doesn't do potatoes and sugar cane, guys, or that type of thing, but it does plant everything. But that's not necessary because we have got the Oliver seed drill. And this one's kind of cool. It does have a 6 meter width, which I thought was a little bit extreme because it doesn't look like it's 6 meters wide. Actually, it's narrower than this, and I believe this is 6 meters. So it's a little unrealistic in that sense, where it's going to it's going to be putting down seeds wider than the actual drill. But there you have it. Okay, guys. Now, this is the part everybody always wants to see. And let's get to it. I was gonna do the Super 88, but I couldn't get the mod to work for me, so I just didn't get it. So we're gonna start out with the Oliver 1365. Now this little beauty runs, I think it says 61 horse. These tractors are slow, and like with other Oliver mods, and I don't understand why this is, but the lights don't actually work. They don't actually give you a beam. It frustrates me because I like to work in dusk and I don't like to work in the dark. So we are going to probably be limited as to the times we can work. Next, we have got the Oliver 1955, right? Yep. And this is front wheel assist. It's got, I think it's 120 horse, if I am correct. It has got 120 horses. So it's a good tractor for pulling wagons, things like that. But, you know, it's not a huge workhorse. Next we've got is the 2255. This has got the 160 horse. It's got the cab. I just like this tractor, but it's a little lightweight. Doesn't weigh a ton. Like this one here weighs 5 times almost more. So that's kind of unrealistic. I wish this one weighed a bit more. Alright, and then we have got the Oliver stock. This one does have duals front and back. Really cool tractor. I do like this. It's got 420 horse. I believe it's upgradable to 460, but really, why do I need that? And finally, I have tried this out just because I wanted to clear off that field there. This is the Oliver Don 1500 harvester pack. This thing is actually really nice. I was really surprised at it. It handles nice. It kind of reminds me a lot of the Gleaner harvester. It's kind of got a bit of an OP hopper, so because it holds up to 30,000 liters, so it's a little bit big. But you have 3 different grain header options. I just, I think there's one that's like 6 meters, it goes 7 miles an hour, and then there's one that's like 7 meters that goes 6 miles an hour. So I'm like, I could have done the math and figured out which one got me more. But then they had this one here, which is 8.6 meters, and it goes 6 miles an hour, and I'm like, well, might as well go with that one. So that's what we did. And then finally we have the so this is the header trailer, and it comes with, it doesn't come with it, you have to buy it. So I've got the corn header, which is 5.6 meters wide, goes 6 miles an hour. So that is the equipment. The only other piece of equipment that I can get that I don't have here because I just overlooked it, and that is the fertilizer spreader, or not fertilizer spreader, the manure spreader, which is this one here. It's got a 6 meter width, which actually for a manure spreader is not terrible. Holds 16,000 liters, so I mean it's actually a pretty nice one. And if I look through here, I don't think I really missed anything else. The prices are super affordable on this equipment. That's why I was like, all right, we're just going to start off with everything because it's all cheap. So that's the equipment. I have no buildings. I have no storage for grain. I have nothing beyond that. I have no money. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to jump in here. And we're going to give this guy a little workout because we have one more field, I believe, of wheat that we can harvest. Yeah, unfortunately the barley was already harvested. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and do this field here and have a little fun with this thing. Now, you have to be careful because if I remember on Elmcreek, you have obstacles to kind of work around. And, well, we're gonna work around them. Yeah, I wanted to get this going. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep the wheat or what. I don't really have any money, so it's not like it's going to matter. Probably have to sell it. I don't know. I was thinking about getting chickens and getting my first animal husbandry going. Now the swath is kind of wide and sloppy. But honestly, that makes sense because these old iron harvesters, if you've never actually operated one, they do not leave a nice swath. The newer ones will. The newer ones will leave a nice smooth swath, perfect little rows that almost look like they were raked up, and you can bail right over. But these old ones, not a chance that ever happened. But what I do like about these old vintage pieces of equipment is they were impossible to to like kit newer, more modern tractors. Not so much the case. And it's unfortunate. But these older ones, and you could work on these older ones too, guys. Like, they were things that you could do the work on. I mean, my mom still has the old John Deere 4000 from our farm. Even though my dad's been gone for almost 10 years, we've still got that tractor. It's still operational. My brother wants to buy it one day from my mom, but she said no. Well, she's still around, so we have this one field left to harvest, and I don't have any other land that I can harvest. But I think this harvester is going to make really quick work of this, and then we can kind of get an idea of how some of the other equipment works, because I am going to get the square baler out, and we're gonna see how that does, because I'm really interested in it. I think it's going to be really interesting and quite unique, actually. If you guys have watched my videos in the past, I almost feel like my voice sounds different because I kind of have a giddy excitement using this equipment. I grew up a John Deere Chalmers. That's what we used on our farm. My family also did some Case International harvester stuff, but not in our house. The only thing that we had that was international was my dad's four bottom plow that he used with the John Deere 4000. That was the only international equipment that was allowed on our farm. We did not have any Oliver equipment except for a chisel plow. But it's just, this type of stuff is nostalgic for me, so that's why I think I'm so excited to do this playthrough. And let's be honest, I mean, who else would do a Oliver themed playthrough? And I got this idea not because someone else was doing this playthrough, but because someone else had that tiny little Oliver tractor that they were test driving it, and just seeing how it, how it would be for an intro tractor for their farm. And that's what got me to thinking about it. So if you guys know Farming Sim Socks Way Up, he has a new series that he just started, and he's the one that had that little tiny Oliver tractor, and he's the one that put the idea in my head. Now, one thing I've been struggling to find is the front loader aspect. I was able to find the front loader arms for the 1955, but it doesn't give me the option to get a front loader attacher on that tractor. So maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I have front loader arms mod, and if I figure it out, I'm going to go with it. But if I can't figure it out, then I am going to go with the Geel. There's a skid steer that I can get. So yeah, can't do the one, I'll do the other. So you guys, what do you think so far of this idea? I haven't even, extended out the auger. That auger's badass. That is actually the coolest auger I have seen to offload a harvester. It's almost like a double barrel. This mod has so much detail. I mean, even the flaps that cover the hopper are really different. They fold down onto themselves. That's something I have not seen before, and I'm sure it might not be the first mod to do it. It's the first time I've seen it. So that's not to take any credit away from somebody else that may have done it, guys. I just haven't seen it. And the customization of this one is actually pretty cool. Oh, there we go. So I don't have to worry about emptying it out, but that's how it folds shut. So it folds onto itself. That's weird. So in order to open it back up, I'm going to have to unload it. Whatever. I don't know. So that's the first thing done. Let's get the baler out. This has enough horsepower apparently to run it. Actually, let's get the rake out. I'm gonna try and bale with the swaths that the harvester left, but I do want to see how the rake actually functions. That's pretty cool. So it's just a lower to start it. Ooh, this thing's fast. Going 15 miles an hour here, you guys. That's a little bit more than I bargained for. But all right, it's a good little rake. It's a little fast, but we can deal with fast. Just like that, we've got our headlands done. I mean, that is super fast. So yeah, this is the Elmcreek map, but for this playthrough, we're going to call it the Oliver Creek map. This is the Oliver Creek playthrough, you guys. I've been trying to think of, a way to really dive in to this playthrough. But I mean, this is really kind of cool. is actually the kind of playthrough that I would expect someone like the equipment that I would expect to see Fearsome Rhino play with. If you guys haven't watched Nate's channel, a little bit crazy, but I do sometimes enjoy watching it. I have so much equipment here, you guys. I don't know what I'm going to do with it all. But, you know, let's go ahead. I don't know how I'm going to store it all. I'll have to get a haul of some form, I think. Let's go ahead. Just get this baler out. 'Cause every time I use a new piece of equipment, you guys, I wanna really kind of give it its. Oh yeah, look at that. That is nice. You guys remember, if you've ever done any farming in your lives, the old John Deere. I like how it's making you offset it. We used to have this bar on our baler that there's a pin that we had to pull right on the tongue. We pull that pin, it was a spring-loaded pin, and it was such a nightmare to get that thing unfolded and ready to bale. And I just remember it had a guard bar, and we used to just sit there and we would push and pull on that stupid bar to get it folded and unfolded. And my dad would be on the tractor, you know. I mean, these things, after a while, you know, the corrosion would build up and just made it near impossible. Like, my dad would use chainsaw bar oil and just dump it in there just to get it to slide back and forth. But man, this is a really cool. Oh, I better get a wagon on here. Hold on. That was almost a catastrophe, you guys. Alright, so let's see if we've got everything turned on. We are in operational. That is cool. Look at that. Puts guy on the trailer. Oops. That is so cool. All right. Let's see how this does. I'm very interested. This is pretty heavy for this tractor. We are struggling here. I'm going to change over the tractors. Looks like this one's a slightly different shade of green as well. Let's give the 1955. I do wish that the lights were fully operational though, you guys. That would make it so awesome. And this might be too heavy for this tractor. That's cool how it launches it. And I'm not going to get a ton of bales off of this. Oh, that's hilarious. It was shooting it out of the baler at like a 90-degree angle away from the wagon. And the dude just makes this super, catch that Randy Moss couldn't make. That's awesome, you guys. Such a cool mod. I really want to see it just fly out at my face. Oh, there it goes! Oh, that's cool. I am so happy I have this. What do you guys think? It's a bit wonky as far as trying to get it to drive, but I have a feeling that I'll be doing this for a while and not getting tired of it. The sounds are so cool. So it's giving, like, I don't know if you guys can hear that clicking, but that is where it is cutting the twine and tying the knot. Right there, if you heard it. It's like a dun-dun-dun. So cool. I will want to get a truck of some sort in this playthrough because these tractors are slow. Like, actually the large tractor is the fastest one, and it goes a blazing 22 miles an hour. But yeah, guys, this has been really cool, actually. Next I want to do, I'm going to bale this as well, but I'm not going to do it right now. I want to get this guy out. I'm going to go and do some settings stuff because I haven't changed any of my settings. Alright, I'm going to change that from easy to normal. Traffic, I'm going to turn traffic off. I just don't want to deal with it. Alright, so everything, we're going to leave that all on. We're going to turn off lime and fieldstone. Periodic plowing, we're actually going to turn that on. Alright, workers, off, 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 and off. Okay, now, that's the cultivator. I want the plow. you guys, this is definitely gonna make some difference here, you guys. This is cool. So this plow is, I mean, it's plowing, you know, it's getting the job done. Pulls a little hard. That's all right. Yeah, I think that this, wow, actually really interesting, because I mean, you're never going to get a straight edge with it, because it's just too well, it's too big and too long of a tongue to really get a truly straight edge. But even in spite of that, it's doing a good job. The lines look good, and I have no complaints, guys. This is a nice little mod. It's a little hard to pull. I could, you know, it's only supposed to need like 140 horse. So I'm a little perplexed as to why it's so difficult to pull, but I mean, we're still pulling it. We're still getting the job done, you guys. Awesome. Let's turn this tractor off for a minute, and let's go see what else we got over here that we want to play with this week. All right. So, I mean, yeah, I can't pull that with there's the cultivator. We're not ready to seed anything. I mean, I just don't know as there's really anything else that I can kind of mess around with right now. But yeah, you guys, I think this is actually a great spot to kind of end this episode. And when we come back next time, we'll have something else to do. I'm so excited about this playthrough, guys. I've actually not had quite this much fun on Farming Simulator in a long time. And I always seem to have fun on this game. But this is new level for me. So, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all. Please check out my other series that I'm doing, if you guys could, as well as this one. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But mostly, more importantly than anything else, comments, guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say. We will see you guys next time. Be safe out there, and don't eat yellow snow.